Depending where you're joining us from. It's Saturday, the 22nd of October. I'm Liz Ryan, and we're talking about how to get your dream job. I've been talking about this topic on LinkedIn Live all week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and now today's Saturday, the big finale of our six-part LinkedIn Live series, talking about how to get your dream job. So we've talked about branding yourself. We've talked about setting your career direction so you can brand yourself powerfully for the jobs you want. We've talked about telling stories, dragon slaying stories in your resume and your LinkedIn profile, as well as on interviews. Here's the reason why I created this series of LinkedIn Live events this week is because I noticed 20 years ago that the job search process, the way that companies recruit, was becoming less and less effective for them and also for talented job candidates like you. So it became harder and harder to get a job in the traditional way, like very difficult, frustratingly so, where actually the job search process and the recruiting process themselves became the biggest impediment to getting hired. That's me coming back from COVID. Apologies. So actually the biggest problem for a job seeker was the broken recruiting process that they had to put themselves through. It's not good for employers or for candidates, but when you're looking for a job, a broken recruiting process is a very big obstacle in your way. And so I said, well, let me design a new way to get hired, and that is what I call the side door method. The side door. We're going through the side door. Why? Because the front door has all boxes and debris and tree branches in front of it. You can't get through. Can't get through the front door. It's too frustrating. It takes too long. It doesn't work, right? You send in applications, you submit, and you don't hear anything. So let's try the side door. So we're going to go through the side door, meaning we're going to do a completely different job search process, starting with very strong branding around the job you have decided to focus on next in your career. We're going to use a human voice, human language, a conversational tone in your resume and your LinkedIn profile, not the traditional fall asleep, boring business jargon that means nothing, right? Doesn't convey your heft and your power, right? Going to interview differently, going to talk about what the job is, what are the obstacles, what are the challenges. We're going to tell stories to be memorable to the person who interviews you, right? And most of all, your mindset's going to be different because you're going to view your job search as a matching process, not a please your majesty, I can be who you want me to be process. No, you are strong and you are powerful and you are talented and you are smart, and employers need people like you, but you get to pick. Not all of these people deserve you. Not all employers deserve you on their team. And if you've been in the wrong job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've been on an interview where they were not nice, sadly, it's not uncommon, and they were disrespectful and they didn't treat you like an equal partner in what they're trying to do, their vision, what they're trying to do in their organization, bye. Because only the people who get you, meaning they resonate at your frequency, they see what you have, they see what you bring, only those people deserve you, right? Every romantic partner does not deserve you. Some of them are horrible. Whatever they're going through in their life, they're not a suitable boyfriend or girlfriend or husband, wife, whatever, spouse, partner. They're not. They're just not. Sometimes you have to leave, right? I've done it. Have you done it? To get out. Just say, thanks. No, I'm not going to stick here and be mistreated. I'm out of the relationship. I'm gone. And it's the same way at work. And it's the same way when you're job hunting. And it happens with friends. Sometimes friends, people you've known maybe for a long time or you've hung out a lot. And then one day you're like, this is not a good relationship, friend relationship for me to be in. They're not treating me right. This person doesn't respect me. They don't respect my boundaries, right? I'm out. Goodbye. Sometimes you verbalize it. You know what? We should probably take a break from hanging out for a while. Sometimes you don't verbalize it. You just lengthen the leash. So they text you and you say you want to get online and play Call of Duty tonight. And you say, oh, I'm busy tonight. And you don't say, how about tomorrow? Because you don't want to play Call of Duty with them or any game. No, it's not a good thing. It doesn't enrich me. Feel like I'm putting in way more than I'm getting back. Nah, I don't want to do it. So we're making those kinds of choices and deciding. And I know the mindset is like, no, I can't afford, Liz, to just like not apply for everything. I can't afford to walk away from a job opportunity because I need a job. I feel you. I know that. Sometimes we just need money. Then you just take a job. You just take any job just to get the money in the short term, to calm down, pay the rent, think about it. And now you're going to launch that really intentional job search where you decide. You decide what kind of job you want. You decide on your branding. And when you go on interviews, you are checking them out as much as they are checking you out. Because you're so talented. You're not going to go work for just anybody. You hear what I'm saying to you? Good morning from the Seattle area. Love your passion and enthusiasm, Liz. Thank you so much, Charlotte. Okay. Good morning from Atlanta. Thanks for joining us, Claudia. That's so awesome. Portfolio career is the way to go. You say so, Romanus. I'm all about it. And yeah, thanks for being here, Vipin. So glad you're here from India. That's awesome. Let's see. Got the comments. For Oklahoma. Fabulous, Alex. Got to sing the song, right? Since you're from Oklahoma. So early in the morning. How am I going to sing this song? Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma, every night my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. Okay, anybody know where that song comes from? Good morning from Cape Cod. I appreciate your real and human point of view. Well, thank you so much, Christine. So glad you're here. So glad that you're here. Sang the song, Oklahoma. Where'd it come from? Where'd it come from? Anybody else my age know where that song comes from? Okay. I hope everything is going well. Greetings from Venezuela. Thank you, Victor. One of my favorite young ball players right now. Oswaldo Cabrera of the Yankees. He is Venezuelan, like so many other amazing ball players are. Okay. Good morning from Toronto. Welcome from Toronto. I'm from Boston. Just staying here temporarily. Okay, Alex is like, don't make me the official Oklahoma historian. I'm from Boston. I love that, Alex. There's no reason why you should know that song. It's from the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, Oklahoma. That's what it is. Thank you, Erica called it. The musical Oklahoma. Claudia also got it. Rodgers and Hammerstein, the musical Alan. That's so awesome. There's so many good songs from that musical. Have you ever heard come on, what are some of the famous songs? Help me out, folks. I was impressed you knew that many words. I knew all words to all musicals, Kat, from that era. What's that song? Come on, from Oklahoma. Well, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. That song. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. But there's songs. Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry when I take ya out in the Surrey. When I take ya out in the Surrey with the fringe on top. That's also from Oklahoma. But we could spend this whole time singing songs from the musical Oklahoma, but we shall not, because Alex is just visiting from Boston. Why is he getting tagged as the Oklahoma kid? It's like, sing a song about Boston. I'm trying to think if there is one. Probably is, right? There's something Boston, home of the bean and the cod, where the Cabots only talk to the Lowells and the Lowells only talk to God. That's the famous poem about Boston. Surrey with the fringe on top. Erica, you rule. Erica's got it. The Surrey with the fringe on top. Surrey being a little conveyance, a little horse carriage. Surrey with the fringe on top. He's taking her out on a date. He's telling her, when I take you out on a date, oh, you're going to love my ride. It's a little carriage with fringe coming down, right? With the fringe on top. The upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather, with some isinglass windows you can roll right down in case there's a change in the weather. Okay, and sung in When Hallie Met Sari. I forgot about that, Claudia. I forgot about that. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan in the movie When Harry Met Sally. Yeah, thank you for that, Claudia. That's a beautiful memory from the 80s. Okay, Tiwanga from Malawi. That's so beautiful. Okay, we got to get back to the topic, even though it's all our topic, right? Don't let people tell you you're off topic. It's all the same topic. How to be a human being on Earth, right? Isn't that the big topic, really? How to get through this life? You know. Alex from Boston, by way of Oklahoma. I must admit, I've already had my dream job, so I know exactly what that feels like. Yeah. Currently, I'm very happy in my day job and even more excited about learning about online business, social media, etc. Absolutely. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Hi, Liz. I'm Adeyinka, thermographer from Lagos, Nigeria. Really good to meet you. Really good to meet you too. Adeyinka, it's so great to meet you. And thanks for tuning in from Nigeria. That's brilliant. Bhupesh, what is this all about? I don't understand. I apologize, Bhupesh. I have a job. Okay, my name is Liz Ryan, and I'm the CEO of a company called Human Workplace, and it's all about making work human. And so, when there's an opportunity to bring some human energy to a conversation that's supposed to be about like business and it's a formal topic, I'm going to jump in and try to bring the human energy. So I apologize. You were not expecting me to bust out into a musical theater song in the middle of a LinkedIn Live about job search. But the reason is because Alex, who's actually from Boston, but just visiting Oklahoma, he says in his comment, I'm from Oklahoma. So this triggers to me this memory of a Broadway musical from my youth, actually, before I was born. I think it came on Broadway in like 1953, and I'm not that old, but God bless everyone who is. And I start singing the song Oklahoma to validate, to say wow, to affirm and to acknowledge Alex out in Oklahoma. And then he cracked me up by saying I'm actually from Boston. So, but anyway, that's why I'm singing in what ordinarily would be a conversation about job search and business. And here's the thing, you make a really good point. um, does business have to just be about business? Why does business have to be about business? If we agree to accept these frames like this is this and this is this, and business is formal, and we only talk about credits and debits and profit and loss and blah, 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 then it's kind of like allowing ourselves to be defined by somebody else's view of the world. What if we just said business is just a way that people help other people and that people do jobs and get paid and make money, and they have maybe social affirmation at work and creative expression at work? That is a more human way, in my opinion, of looking at what work is and what business is. And we don't have to have, all this formality around what we're allowed to talk about. I can tell you this: when I was a human resources leader for years, I would sing in the office too, especially in the warehouse. Because why? Look at the construction of the walls, high ceilings and cinder block walls. The acoustics are ridiculous. They're insanely good, and so you sing and it just rings out. And I'm an opera singer, and so I would say, "Is okay, you guys, if I bust into Little Phantom of the Opera or whatever?" And they were like, "Yeah, do it." So that's why. So yeah, we're shifting our whole viewpoint about like, here's what I'm allowed to be professionally. Here's what I'm allowed to be when I think about work or when I do work. It's you. You're a unique and amazing person. No one on this earth has ever been like you, and no one else ever will be. It's such a special thing who you are and what you bring. Just bring it. And not everyone's going to appreciate who you are or what you bring or how you sing the lyrics to Sorry with the Fringe on Top. And that's fine, because there's 8 billion people in the world. And you don't need all of them to approve of you, right? You do not need all of them. You only need a few. When your dream job, you never clock out. You always think about ways of growing and getting better. That's Alex. And this is absolutely right. It's because you're tied in energetically to what they need, and what you're bringing is so aligned that it doesn't feel like work. It sounds like a cliche, but it doesn't feel like work. I don't feel like do I look like I'm stressed about my job right now? I'm at work right now. I'm at work right now. Saturday morning, just for a short time, but I'm at work, and I'll do some work tomorrow, and I might take a few hours off in the afternoon on Monday, and when you're doing what you are called to do or what you want to do, the relationship of like da 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 da, Volga boatman pulling the barge down the river. Oh my God, my boat changes. You don't feel like that. I get up in the morning saying, "Oh, what am I going to do today? Do something cool today." Is it work? Who says that work has to be that? Maybe work could be a manifestation of you. Yes, human energy is great. When is it enough? It's relevant to the top. How much of your authentic self do you show in the interviewing process? What a great question. How much of your authentic self do you show in the interviewing process? This is such a great question. The one thing that we've always, excuse me, been told not to do in an interview, softening a little bit, but not a huge amount, is you're not supposed to bash your current or past employer. Because even the most open-minded people and the most humane people, it can freak them out. You say, I'm leaving my job because it's an abusive environment, or I left my job because it was a toxic environment. It can rattle them like, what? Well, what do you consider toxic? Are you going to consider, like they get freaked out. Are we going to be, do we meet your standards? It's getting better now. It's getting a little better because so many people have worked in bad environments, sadly. But that would be my one thing, is just be a little bit careful. I want you to be your authentic self on an interview, but just be a little bit careful about actually bashing. My boss was such a jerk. They were so incompetent, and the company was so political, and the CEO was half-wit, and you have to be a little bit careful about that. But otherwise, yeah, I would say, yeah, you're not going to talk about politics probably at an interview unless it's relevant, and you're probably not going to talk about religion, right? Those are the two topics where we try not to talk about because they're very personal, and it's not really fair. It's an audience to a certain degree. You're the audience for them, they're the audience for you, and you're not going to say, here's what I believe. But apart from that, the thing is, Alex, the more of who you are that you show at the interview, the more you're going to see them react to that. And you want that because only the people who get you deserve you. So you don't want to go to the interview as, the perfect little job seeker, and then they hire that, and then they don't know you. All right. Let's see. What else have we got? Woodbridge, if you say so. Never clock out. Istanbul, not Constantinople, just Istanbul. Been a long time gone. That's the song Istanbul by They Might Be Giants. Okay. From Nairobi, Kenya. So beautiful. Thank you for joining us, Jonah. And thanks for everyone coming from Ethiopia and Bayshore, Long Island. Thank you, Angelica. Freetown, Sierra Leone. So glad that you were joining us. All right. Let's get back to our topic. So we talked about how to get your dream job. The number one thing is it takes a shift in mindset. It takes a shift in your mindset. Because if you go to the whole job search with the traditional mindset, I have to fit myself into a box so someone else will find me acceptable, it's you're not going to get the job you deserve. Just like if you go on a first date saying, I hope this person finds me acceptable, you're not going to get the relationship you deserve. Hey, a lot of us have done it. We tried to be who we were not to please a romantic partner, and that didn't work out very well because we have to show who we are, because otherwise they're dating, they don't know who they're dating, and we are contorting ourselves into pretzel shapes to try to please someone else, which is not the harbinger of a good and healthy relationship. But I devised this alternative way to job hunt, and it's called the side door method. And it involves taking the time up front to really get altitude on your job search and your career and your life, and figure out what sort of work you should be doing next. And then branding yourself for that specifically. This is the number one problem with most job seekers. They're not very well branded. We can't tell what they want to do. And if we can tell what they want to do, we don't know why. We don't see the proof that they can do that sort of work. You're going to give that proof, I mentioned, I think on Wednesday, in the form of stories. You're going to change your outlook so that when you go on an interview, you're going to check them out as much as they're there to check you out. And it's very level. It's like this. It's not like employers up here and you are the lowly job seeker down here. And you're going to continue interviewing. You're never going to stop and say, well, I had a good interview last Tuesday. So why don't I just stop interviewing now and see how that pans out? No, no, no. Keep interviewing. You're not going to rely on anybody. You're strong and powerful. You're not going to stop your activity and say, let me see what these guys think of me. No, it's going to take so much longer to get a job that way. You keep interviewing. Boom, boom. My daughter had a friend when she was in college. My daughter went back to her dorm one day when she was in college, and she said to her friend, hey, I just applied at 6 places. I applied for a job at Burger King and Subway, where they make Subway sandwiches, and I applied at, 5 Guys, a hamburger place, and applied at like a bunch of places. I filled out applications and I got all my applications in. So probably somebody will call me and hire me for that job. And her friend said to her, no, you're not allowed to do that. My daughter said, what do you mean? And her friend said, no, I applied at Burger King and they said, I have to wait and hear from them before I apply anywhere else. No, no, that's not true. You don't have to wait for one employer. And that child in college got the wrong information. She did not have to wait. She could apply anywhere she wants. And the same is true for you. You have a good interview. You don't stop the job search, you accelerate it. Give them some competition. Give them some competition. You are amazing and you want to feel that and you want to send that message to the universe. I'm going to keep interviewing. I'm not going to stop, wait for these people. I'm going to keep interviewing. And if they come back with an offer, I'll consider it. But I'm not going to sit by the phone. Oh, please call. Just like you wouldn't sit by the phone for some person that you had a date with. I hope they call me back. If they're supposed to, they will. If it's not the right time or they're not supposed to, they won't. And you are not going to be concerned about it one way or the other because you know you are mighty and powerful and awesome. And the right person, the right romantic partner is going to find you. You're going to find them. And it's going to happen more quickly when you relax into knowing that you are awesome with or without that person. And it's the exact same thing when you're job hunting, right? Your belief in yourself is actually an important piece of your job search. So I developed this method called the side door method. And I'm teaching it in a course, an online course with a live component like this, working with the folks in the course. And the registration for that course called Get Your Dream Job opens tomorrow. And you have to be on the early bird list to get the link to the cart, to the registration page when it opens tomorrow. So if you're not on our early bird list yet, look at my LinkedIn, look at my posts, and you will see that link. It's actually, I believe, maybe in the description of this LinkedIn live session today. But if you can't find it, drop me a note in my LinkedIn inbox or comment on any of my recent posts on LinkedIn, and I will comment back with that link because I want you to be on that early bird list for the course, Get Your Dream Job, if you want to be, and have that so that you get a day, an extra day, to have access to the registration page before the rest of the world if you want to join my course, because there's going to be more people interested than I'm going to have spots for, because I have to keep the group relatively small in order to give everyone the attention they deserve to get the job they deserve. So this is the course, Get Your Dream Job, that is opening for registration tomorrow for people on the early bird list. Okay. Hi, I'm Harpelis from Indonesia. My dream job is to work in a multinational construction company. I love that. Want a company that sponsors me to be able to work in accordance with my role as a carpenter. That's so beautiful that you're a carpenter. I love it. So you need someone to sponsor you. So as you're looking at job ads on LinkedIn or Indeed.com or other job sites, I don't know 100% which job boards are popular in Indonesia or which are popular in the construction field. But you're going to see certain job ads say we will sponsor. We will sponsor you for immigration purposes. And that's what you need. And you can even do a Google search that says carpenter jobs um, with visa, carpenter jobs with sponsorship, because there are obviously lots of multinational construction companies that send people all over the world, carpenters and plumbers and pipe fitters and drywallers and so on, to work on projects, and they have to sponsor people because there isn't enough talent available locally, right? Especially if you're in a smaller, an island, and they just don't have the carpenters and the electricians and so on there, and they're going to sponsor people to come in. So you can narrow down your search by saying job opportunities, international job opportunities for carpenters with visa sponsorship. Shiva, I'm so happy to hear that. I want to join. Well, we would love to have you in the course, Shiva. It's called Get Your Dream Job, and you need to get on the early bird list so that you will get access to register for that course when that is open tomorrow. Swede needs something, education. Ulrika, I wish I could see the rest of your comment. Let's see, maybe it's down here. This Swede needs a work from home educated pharmacist. Great. Okay, so you're a pharmacist. So I don't know enough about pharmacy to know how well that works from home. I know a lot of pharmacists prepare uh, you know, pharmaceutical remedies in a lab, like in the United States. They're often in a drugstore, like Walgreens or CVS or something, and they're in the back. There's a pharmacy, and they're preparing the medications there. So I don't know how that translates at home, because obviously you wouldn't have all of the raw materials, very tightly controlled substances and things in your house. So I don't know, but I imagine that would be a job about advising therapists or doing some sort of regulatory work with pharmacists. That might require a little bit of research to see what kinds of pharmacy jobs can be done from home if you're not actually dispensing medications in a pharmacy. Undoubtedly, there are jobs like that. My obstetrician who delivered my youngest child, a beautiful, wonderful woman who helped me so much, and just I really got to like her during the time when I was going to her office for prenatal visits. She delivered my baby at like 9 at night. And then the next morning, 6 a.m., she came into my hospital room to check on me. Her name is Lisa. And I said, Lisa, please tell me you've been home to sleep since you delivered this baby. She said, no, I haven't been home to sleep. And I said, girl, you poor thing, you need sleep. This is terrible. And she goes, yeah, I know. I think I'm done. And she left. And she didn't deliver babies anymore. Although she loved it, she couldn't do it. I mean, physically, the toll on her body. And what she did, Ulrika, is she went to work for a healthcare organization, and she works from home, and she talks to people on the phone, and she dispenses telemedicine at home to patients. So she's still doing medicine, but she's not working through the whole night and putting that wear and tear on her body. So things are shifting now, and there's a lot more kinds of jobs that you can do from home. Pharmacy writing, perhaps, Brenda. I don't know enough about it, but absolutely, I think why not? Um, what did we saying here, Fazal? Asking again, are you helping for making a good resume? Yes, Fazal, I'm about to open a course, an online course, and a big part of it is resume writing. So I'm not doing one-on-one resume writing anymore, but I teach it in groups, and I give examples, and I do wordsmithing in live clinics, kind of like this one. The course is called Get Your Dream Job, and it's opening for registration tomorrow. The actual course begins in a week on Halloween, October 31st. So if you don't have that link, then look at my recent posts on LinkedIn. You can leave a comment, and I'll comment back with the link so we make sure that you are on that early bird list so you can get into the course if you are interested in doing that. Does that make sense? Yeah. I teach groups now because one-on-one coaching is a great thing, but I don't have time to do it because I have a lot of other things to do. And I'm very passionate about this methodology and tools getting out there. And so, in a group setting, it's a great way to interact with other people who are also in the same situation and share ideas and get that reinforcement from them. And I love teaching this way. A group of people that are all job hunting at the same time. Okay. Is my voice going? Hopefully not. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. What's the best way to position yourself for an expected future opening that you believe is your dream job in terms of work, time, commitment, and pay? That's great. This is it, Alan. This is exactly the right question to ask. If I know right now that the next job for me is, pick a job, IT project manager, then I'm going to do my job well and, hit all my metrics and hit my goals at work. But I'm going to be positioning myself to step into that next job at the proper time. So I need to know what the requirements are for that job so that I can start working on them now. We don't wait until we need a job and then say, oh, I wish I had prepared for this job that I want. You can start preparing now. We have more leverage and more latitude often than we think we do to get involved in projects at work or even on our own outside of work, to begin researching and reading up and listening to podcasts and maybe studying, maybe even doing a course in our own free time to prepare for the next job that we want when the time is right. And it's such a great feeling to say, I prepared for this job and now I'm ready to apply for the job. It could be a job inside your company. It could be a job outside, but you are going to take on that task or that mission of managing your own career, because our employers don't do that now. We need to manage our own career, and you are going to prepare yourself for the next job you want. Would it be a ridiculous idea to share how I can contact with you? Not at all. You can drop a note in my LinkedIn inbox, or you can reach us at support@humanworkplace.com. You can always contact us. Yeah, there are 3 million members of our community, Human Workplace, so far. And we're always super happy to welcome more folks into that community because we're all on the same mission, right? To reinvent work, to reinvent our careers, to find fulfilling work where we can make a contribution and to just keep growing our flames and to keep getting stronger and helping one another. So with that, Jim, I'm a huge fan of yours. We studied your book at work. You are so right on. Thank you so much, Jim. I really, really appreciate that. I'm thrilled to hear that. I assume the book was Reinvention Roadmap. Maybe it wasn't. Was it my HR book, Red Blooded HR? I don't know. But this is it. This is what we're doing: spreading the word and helping one another remember our power, remember how awesome we are. And thank you so much for coming on this session today, Jim, and everyone. It's very, very good to see you. This is the end of this 6-part series of LinkedIn Live events. I will be back on LinkedIn before long. I usually do a couple of these sessions a week. I'm sorry, a month. A couple sessions a month. And so you'll see that pop up. You have to follow me on LinkedIn to be notified when I'm doing a LinkedIn Live session like this. But it's easy to follow me. You just have to navigate to my profile page. It's LinkedIn. And my name is Liz Ryan, Lizryan, super short name. And you just click follow on my profile and you'll follow me. And then you'll see my posts in your feed, or some of them. LinkedIn doesn't show all of them to all of the followers, but you'll see them especially if you like and comment on my posts, then you'll see more of them. It's self-reinforcing, like life in general, right? All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you in class. Get your dream job And here's to you and your incredible, incredible growing flame.